How cute is this dog? Today we're going to look at how to use the Google Ads Keyword Planner for SEO. So the first thing is go to Google, type in the Google Keyword Planner, and then that should come up here. I mean, you can click on an ad if you want to, but I prefer to click on the organic listings. And then once you get there, you want to sign in. And when you sign in, it will look something like this. So you'll have the option to discover new keywords or to get search volume and forecasts. So if we click here and just say we search for electrician Sydney, and then we click get results. So you'll see now that I've got electrician Sydney. I'm searching in Australia, but I can change that to a different location if I like. So maybe I will change that so that it is just Sydney because I don't want the whole of Australia. So now it's taken me from 18 million down to just under 7 million. So I remove that one and then click on save. Okay, so now we can see that in Sydney itself, there's somewhere between 100 to 1,000 people in a month that are searching for the keyword phrase electrician Sydney. Now what I might do is make that a bit bigger. Okay, so that makes it a bit easier to see. And then I can see that there's a whole range of other keywords that people are searching for that Google thinks are also relevant for people who are searching electrician Sydney. So what I do is, depending on what page of the website it is that I'm trying to target, then I'll go down and I'll find all the various keywords that I want to use to target that particular page on the website. Now there's this whole new thing here which is in beta testing at the moment, which seems to be able to enable you to sort this data a bit more. So if I can remove that if I want to, so that I can see the normal screen. So if someone searches electrician Sydney and then clicks on an ad, the business owner is going to pay somewhere between $10 to $25 for someone clicking on that ad. So this data here can be useful for SEO because it can help you to know which keywords are more popular. You can set up ads and it will give you what's supposed to be more exact data here, but I tend to find in practice that this average monthly searches is never really that accurate, and so we want ballpark figures really anyway. But what we can see is that level 2 electrician Sydney has a similar range of searches as level 2 electrician Blacktown. But if you then go and look at how much people are paying for ads, you can see that obviously this keyword phrase here is going to cost you a lot more with an ad, which usually indicates that that one is something that more people are searching for and that you're more likely to get a contact for. So this data can be useful for me if I'm trying to work out SEO titles as to which keyword phrases are going to be the most important to have at the start of the SEO title. You can see here 24-hour electrician, commercial electrician. Right, so now if we go back to this new beta testing tool, so you do that by clicking here on refine keywords. And it will bring up that tool again. Now, I've been having a look at this beta tool, and it seems that for some things it's useful, for other things it doesn't seem to be particularly that useful yet. So it's basically showing me that I've got 112 keyword ideas that have come up by searching for electrician Sydney. And if you scroll down to the very bottom, then it'll show you that all of those are showing there. Now, if we go over to this new tool, of those 112, 92 are non-branded keywords, so they don't have some other company name in them. And then there's all these other over here on the side, it'll tell you, oh, that was kind of cool, that if you hover over that 5 number of keywords, average volume search, I'm imagining for those 5 keywords. So then I was trying to work out what happens if I remove these. So if you untick that, then it just brings Electrician Sydney. And so if I then click on 24-hour, it's actually brought up these 24-hour keywords and then an emergency electrician keyword, which I suppose it thinks is similar to that, even though it doesn't have 24 hours in it. But I found that when I went down here to these other sectors, so if I removed that, and if I just wanted commercial, take away 24 hours, it's not bringing me back anything, even though it said that there's 9 commercial keywords. And then if I click on here, as well as commercial, it's now, so that there's supposed to be 92 and there's supposed to be 9. Now it's saying that there's 26 ideas. So it is kind of bringing me back. It has got commercial in there, commercial, but with other ones that don't have commercial. So yeah, so that's a little bit confusing, but I suppose depending on what industry you're in, it may or may not be useful. So then I decided to have a look at another one. So this time I've put in secondhand clothes and secondhand clothes, so 2 versions of those. And what you can see is that the secondhand clothes has 100 to 1,000, whereas this is 1,000 to 10,000. So I know that's a massive range, but like I said, the data really isn't necessarily that accurate anyway, and it's giving you kind of ballpark figures. So then when you go over to the beta testing tool, and you'll see that there's like 518 keywords. So it was definitely interesting because you can see you've got the fashion brands. So it's telling you how many keywords there are for each of those. So you can go, okay, well, Burberry and Gucci are very popular. So this kind of thing could sort of help. Then you'll see like the word pre-loved. There are a lot of keywords that have like pre-loved in them. And then if you go to the products, you'll see that dresses tend to be really, really popular search terms. So it could be really useful as far as sort of organizing your, and kids is very high. And then we've got some other things in there. So what we're going to see is if I remove brand, so if I untick all of these, I just want to see what happens. So if I then click on Burberry, it's not bringing up anything. If I click on non-brands and Burberry, so it's supposed to be 8 Burberry keywords. Now it's showing me 282 keywords. Okay, so if we take that away, what happens? So maybe we'll have to click the product one as well then. Okay. So that's cool. So now, so maybe you have to click one something in this section and then something in these other sections. So we've got just Burberry, and then we've got this product section ticked. What happens if we click, maybe we'll click the gender section as well. But you'll see it's now showing like the Burberry keywords there. Okay, so let's now do Gucci. And we've got the products and the gender ticked. So you can see that it's, what happens? So if I take away men's, let's see if it takes away that men's keyword. Yes, it does. Okay, so now we've only got the products without having a gender on them. Okay, let's take away that and let's just see if we have just kids then. Yeah, so that's not really indicating that it's kids. Let's go women. Yeah, so it's definitely something to play around with, but it could help you to filter out some of the keywords. Otherwise, what you might do is just get rid of that. And we'll just go get results again. So it looks like even though I've closed that down, it's now still only going to show me 10. So I'm going to have to go to over here and reset it so that everything comes back again. Now I've got 655 keywords. And so that's a lot of keywords to kind of go through. But what I usually do when I want to refine it is refine it up here. So just say the keyword phrase that I'm looking for is pre-loved clothes. So usually if I put that up here, then it will actually bring up the 40 keywords that have pre-loved in them, which was higher than the 26 that filter gave me. So I'm not 100% sure how useful that new filter is, but this is usually what I would do. Let's see what happens if we go Gucci secondhand clothes. So just say I had some kind of product. So they're saying that there's 8 keywords there. So that is kind of bringing back pretty similar to what we saw with the filter. But ultimately what you're trying to do when you're doing SEO is look at whatever the page is about that you're trying to find keywords for, so that you can then use these keywords on the page itself and in the SEO title, depending on obviously what it is. So maybe we go, rather than Gucci secondhand clothes, we might go Gucci secondhand, what else did it have there? Shirt. And so then I can look at these and go, okay, Gucci t-shirt secondhand, secondhand Gucci t-shirt, Gucci shirt secondhand. And then I can decide, how do I want my SEO title to go? So it looks like they tend to put Gucci more often before they put secondhand. So you might want to put that first. So it might be, the SEO title might be Gucci secondhand shirt or t-shirt, and then whatever characteristics of it. Now, if we go back to the electrician keywords, and I'll just reset all of that, close that. So just say it was sort of like the 24-hour keywords, then what I would tend to do is put that up there, and then you've got emergency electrician. So you can see that it's kind of pretty much sorted that for you anyway. So then you go, okay, so I've got like a 24-hour service, emergency service. So what keyword phrases are people searching for the most? Okay, so we can see 24-hour electrician Sydney, 100 to 1,000 searches a month, similar to emergency electrician Sydney. However, we can see by the bids that emergency electrician Sydney has higher keyword bids than 24-hour electrician. So you might kind of go, okay, well, I'm going to actually put emergency electrician Sydney as the first part of my SEO title. So it'll be emergency electrician Sydney dash 24-hour electrician or something like that. And then if the locations are really important as well, then you might be putting that in. Or there's another keyword, after hours. So your SEO title might be emergency electrician Sydney 24 hours after hours, something like that, so that you're getting all those main keywords in there. So that's how I use the keyword tool to find keywords that I can track, but it's also how I use it in order to create the SEO titles based on what people seem to be mostly searching for, what the most important keyword phrases are. So we've got artificial grass and artificial turf in here, and this is like for the whole of Australia. We can see that in here it's also telling me that there's way more searches for artificial grass than there is for artificial turf. So again, really that just confirms that it would be artificial grass that you're probably going to want to target as the main keyword phrase. So there's also a range of things that people search: artificial grass, synthetic grass, fake grass, astroturf. So we're now going to have a look at the results for that. So you can see that artificial grass has significantly more searches than all these other keyword phrases. Fake turf is the least. And then what we would do is go and have a look at, okay, so if we know artificial grass is the most important one, let's see what about the other ones. So they're all saying that they have like a similar kind of search volume there. But if we go over to the ads, you can actually see it's actually quite similar there as well. So when you're doing the SEO title, you might obviously want to put artificial grass first, but then you might be artificial grass, turf, synthetic, fake, astroturf. You might want to use all of those keywords in the SEO title, or at least in the page somewhere. Because you also want to have enough space for your location if that's something that is important, depending on whether you're an online store doing artificial grass or whether you're a business that provides installation of artificial grass at a local level. I hope that gives you a really good idea of how to use this Google keyword tool to find keywords that people are searching for that you can put into the content of the page, but also you can use in your keyword tracker, and that you can also use in the SEO titles of your pages. If you found this video useful, please like it and subscribe. And in the next video, we're going to talk about the keyword forecasting section of the Google Planner and how you can look at history in the Google Trends tool.